Hello students, welcome back. Here we are with another problem on amalgamation. Problem number 8, page number 114 from the book of MB Kadkol. So, let's look into the problem. The following are the balance sheets of X and Y Limited as on 31st March 2014 when they decided to amalgamate and form a new company, namely Z Limited. So, these two companies, X Limited and Y Limited, have decided to close down their business and start a new company by merging or amalgamating, that is Z Limited. So they have given us the balance sheets here. What is there in the balance sheet? Share capital is there 7 lakh and 5 lakh. Let's look into the note number 1 here. Equity shares of rupees 10 each fully paid 7 lakh and 2 lakh 50,000. So X Limited is having 7 lakh equity share capital and Y Limited is having 2 lakh 50,000 equity share capital. 9% preference shares of rupees 100 each fully paid up. So this Y Limited is having preference shares also of 9%, that is 2,50,000, which makes total share capital 5 lakh. Next they are having reserves and surplus 1,80,000 and in Y Limited minus 80,000. Let's look what is that. So they are having general reserve here 1,10,000 and X Limited is having 70,000 in the credit balance of profit and loss. Y Limited is having debit balance in profit and loss A minus 80,000. Okay. Next, non-current liabilities, long-term borrowings. There are secured loan. Y Limited is having a secured loan of 1 lakh. In trade payables, they are having sundry creditors and bills payable 1,40,000 and 50,000. Bills payable are 40,000 and 30,000. Next, moving towards the asset side now. In fixed assets, tangible assets, note number 4, 8 lakh and 2 lakh 60,000. So what is there into it? In tangible assets, they have land and building. X Limited 4 lakh 20,000, Y Limited 1 lakh 50,000. Plant 3 lakh 80,000, 1 lakh 10,000. In current assets, they are having stock. X Limited 1 lakh, Y Limited 1 lakh 20,000. Trade receivables, note number 5 here. Sundry debtors 70,000 in X Limited, 1 lakh 50,000 in Y Limited. Bills receivable X Limited 25,000, 30,000 in Y Limited. Next, cash and cash equivalents, they have bank balance. X Limited has 65,000, Y Limited has 40,000. Let's look into the conditions now. The purpose of consideration was agreed upon as under. For X Limited, 5 equity shares of rupees 10 each in Z Limited in exchange of 4 equity shares in Y X Limited. Meaning, now equity shares what X Limited is having, for every 4 shares of X Limited in the new company, it will be getting 5 equity shares in Z Limited. Understanding? So, if now they are having, here you can see there are 7 lakh equity shares, okay, of rupees 10 each, means they are having some 70,000 equity shares in X Limited. So for every 4 shares in X Limited, they will be getting 5 equity shares in Z Limited. Understanding? At 20% premium for taking over assets and liabilities. So these shares what they are issuing, they are issued with premium. Premium is plus 20%. Okay. Except its bills payable which are to be paid off before amalgamation. So they tell us that before you are amalgamating, you have to pay the bills payable. Okay, so this liability they are not going to carry forward. Next, for Y Limited, the secured loans of Y Limited would be discharged by issuing an equal amount of 8% debentures in Z Limited at 10% discount. So they're saying secured loans what Y Limited is having of 1 lakh rupees, this will be, they will be issuing in place of secured loans, those will be converted as debentures, that is 8% debentures. But you have to take care that these debentures will be issued at 10% discount in Z Limited. So old company Y Limited is having secured loans which will be further in Z Limited will be known as 8% debentures and which will be issued at 10% discount. Okay, the holders of 9% preference shares in Y Limited would be allotted 12% preference shares of rupees 100 each in Z Limited in exchange of every 4 preference shares in Y Limited. So as you have seen, Y Limited is having preference shares. So for every 4 preference shares of Y Limited, they will be getting 3 preference shares in Z Limited. Okay, the number is reducing but the rate of dividend is differing here. Earlier the rate of dividend was 9% preference shares, but hereafter they will be converted into 12% preference shares of rupees 100 each in Z Limited. Next, the equity shareholders would be allotted sufficient equity shares of rupees 10 each in Z Limited to cover the balance on their account after writing off plant by 10%, providing 5% on debtors and rupees 5,000 for workers compensation. So what they're saying about equity shares is, now you have to calculate the purchase consideration. Okay, in order to calculate purchase consideration, what we do, total assets less the liabilities. So from what the amount of purchase consideration what we are getting, we need to allot these preference shares, and then the remaining balance of purchase consideration will be given as equity shares of Z Limited to Y Limited. Okay, understood the question? So we have to prepare the statement of purchase consideration and the balance sheet of Z Limited. Amalgamation is in the nature of purchase. So now let's move on to the solution. So first we will calculate the purchase consideration what Z Limited has to pay to X Limited. Okay, so as they have told us the condition that for X Limited 5 equity shares of rupees 10 each in Z Limited in exchange of 4 equity shares in X Limited. So for every X Limited's 4 shares, they will be getting 5 shares in Z Limited. So here I'll show you 4 shares in X Limited, 5 shares in Z Limited. Okay, so likewise, how many shares X Limited is having? So just look into the share capital. They have equity shares of rupees 10 each, fully paid up 7 lakh. So when the share value is 10 rupees each, the number of shares is 70,000. So for $70,000 shares in X Limited, how many shares they would get in Z Limited? Okay, so cross multiplication here, 70,000 into 5 divided by 4. So they will be getting 87,500 shares. Okay, so as they have told us, they will be issuing 87,000 shares of rupees 10 each. So this will be 8,75,000, and they have also told that these shares they will issue on premium. So I am adding here premium 20%, that will be 1,75,000. $10,50,000 is the purchase consideration that Z Limited will pay to X Limited. Understood? See, for 4 shares of X Limited, they will be getting 5 shares of Z Limited. Likewise, they are having 70,000 shares in X Limited. How many shares they will get in Z Limited? So 70,000 into 5 divided by 4, they will get 87,500 shares of rupees 10 each plus the premium 20%. Now, whenever you calculate the purchase consideration on this exchange method, you have to check whether you have paid more or less to that company. Understanding, you have to check whether Z Limited paid X Limited more amount more than than the worth of that company or less. Okay, now how are you going to calculate that? By our method. Okay, so if the amount is more, the extra amount we will consider as goodwill. If the amount is less, we will consider it as capital reserve. Okay, so what is the method of calculating that? Total assets less the liabilities. So total assets, what are the assets of this company? They are having land and building, so that is 4,20,000. They have plant 3,30,000, 3,80,000. They have debtors 70,000 and bills receivable 25,000. Then stock 1 lakh, bank 65,000. Less the liabilities. So in liabilities they are having sundry creditors and bills payable. Sundry creditors are 1,40,000. Bills payable 40,000. Total 1,80,000. Deduct it from the total assets, 8,80,000. Now you consider this is the real worth of the company. Total assets less liabilities, the worth of the company is 8,80,000. But how much amount they have paid here? 10,50,000. So the company has paid more amount. Okay, so in this means that the actually worth of that company was 8,80,000, but the Z Limited paid X Limited 10,50,000. So the extra amount what is paid will be considered as goodwill. Okay, so I'll deduct this amount from this and I'll let you know how much is the goodwill paid by the company. So it is 1,70,000 Z Limited has paid more to X Limited, and this will be considered as goodwill and recorded in the balance sheet under the head intangible assets. Okay, now we shall calculate the purchase consideration of Y Limited. So before I calculate the purchase consideration directly, I have to calculate how much are we converting, how we are converting the preference shares, or how much we are paying the preference shares. Okay, so calculation of purchase consideration of Y Limited, I will calculate first the preference share capital. So as they have told us the condition here, the holders of 9% preference shares in Y Limited would be allotted 3 12% preference shares of rupees 100 each in Z Limited in exchange of every 4 preference shares in Y Limited. So for every 4 preference shares, so understand this, 4 shares in Y Limited, they will get 3 shares. We are speaking about preference shares in Z Limited. Then how many number of preference shares they are having? Just look into their capital here. There are 2,50,000 is the share preference share capital, and each share is of rupees 100. So the number of shares are 2,500. So likewise for our 2,500 shares in Y Limited, how many shares they would get in Z? So cross multiply 2,500 into 3 divided by 4, I get here 1,875 shares. Okay, so these shares will be called as, now earlier those were 9% shares, but now it will be 12% preference shares of rupees 100 each. So the preference share capital will be 1,87,500. Okay, now we have to calculate the equity shares, but what they have told is equity shares will be the balance amount of purchase consideration. So I have to calculate the purchase consideration based on a regular method, total assets less the liabilities. So in total assets we are having land and building, plant, sundry debtors, bills receivable, stock and cash. So they have told us here the equity shareholders would be allotted sufficient equity shares of rupees 10 each in Z Limited. So they are giving them equity shares in Z Limited of rupees 10 each to cover the balance on their account, meaning the balance of the purchase consideration will be all issued in the way of equity shares. Okay, but before doing that, you have to write off 10% of plant, and you have to provide 5% on debtors and create a new liability or pay the workers compensation of 5,000. So I've taken here land and building 1,50,000. From plant I've deducted 10%. From debtors I've deducted 5% as reserve, and bills receivable, stock and bank, which gives me total 5,81,500. Now the liabilities. In creditors I have 50,000. Bills payable 30,000. Workers compensation is a new liability. I have taken it in liability because this amount is outstanding. We have yet to pay the workers 5,000 compensation, and we are having secured loan which will be later on converted into debentures at the discount of 10%. Okay, so this secured loan is of 1 lakh. Okay, so this will be 90,000. Okay, so from the total assets I have deducted all the liabilities, and this is what I have got the worth of the company or the real value of the company. Okay, or this can be called as a purchase consideration. But out of this purchase consideration I am going to pay, so I'll call this as purchase consideration. But out of this purchase consideration I have paid some amount as preference shares. What is that amount here? 1,87,500. So the remaining amount 2,19,000 is the equity share capital. Understood? Okay, now the 70% of the problem is done. Now just we have to prepare the balance sheet and the notes for balance sheet. So for the notes for the balance sheet, so equity shares, in share capital we have equity shares and preference shares. Equity shares are FX Limited are here. It's 87,500 shares of rupees 10 each, 8,75,000. I'll write here 8,75,000. Y Limited equity shares are here, what in the last we have calculated, 2,19,000. And in preference shares we are having preference shares of Y Limited, that are 12% preference shares of rupees 100 each, 1,87,500. So these are 12% preference shares so the total share capital will be okay. Now in the reserves and surplus, we are having the share premium. Okay, remember in X Limited we have paid them 20% premium, which makes 1,75,000. so that I'll write in the reserves and surplus. Then non-current debentures. In non-current debentures, non-current liabilities, remember the secured loans, what were there? We have converted those secured loans of 1 lakh rupees into the debentures at minus or at discount of 10%. So this is 90,000. Next, in current liabilities we are having creditors and bills payable. Remember here we have taken it, see, creditors, bills payable. Remember, but the bills payable of X Limited are not to be taken further in Z Limited. They have to be paid off. Okay, which was given in the question here. See, its bills payable are to be paid off before amalgamation. So we are not going to take the bills payable of X Limited, but creditors we are going to take. So creditors are 1,40,000 of X and Y is 50,000. This will be 1,90,000. Of X we are not going to take, Y we are going to take only 30,000. This will make total. One more liability which we have generated now, that is workers' compensation I have decided to pay, and this will make 2,25,000. Okay, then intangible assets we are having land and building, plant and machinery. So land and building, no changes are made, which I'll take directly. Okay, plant X limited we have taken no changes, 3,80,000, but in Y limited we have deducted 10%. This will make 4,79,000, and the total tangible assets will be 10,49,000. Okay, next in current assets we are having debtors. X limited debtors we have not made any changes, let it be as it is, but Y limited we have deducted 5% as bad debts or reserve for debts, so that I've deducted. Okay, bills receivable, no changes are made, as it is 25,000 and 30,000. These all balances are given in the balance sheet. Make changes in this balances only when it is mentioned in the problem, or else you have to just take it in the way they are given. Bank balance of X limited is 65,000, out of which I will deduct 40,000 that I have paid as bills payable. So the bills payable I have settled it. So out of the bank balance 65,000, 40,000 is paid for bills payable, and remaining 25,000 will be carried forward for Z limited. Y limited is having 40,000 in the balance, that is 65,000. This will make the total of current assets 5,52,500. One more asset I have forgotten here, that is intangible asset, goodwill, which we have arised from X limited. Remember this, we calculate purchase consideration and we found whether we have paid more or less amount to them, and found that we paid more, 1,70,000, which we have considered as goodwill, so that will be recorded in this. Okay, now it's time to shift all the note balances to the format of balance sheet. Okay, so share capital is note number 1, 12,81,500. 1,75,000 is from reserves and surplus securities premium. 90,000 is from debentures, which I issued at discount. Our current liabilities are 2,25,000. Tangible fixed assets 10,49,000. Intangible asset 1,70,000, that is goodwill. Current asset total is 5,52,500. Now just let's check out whether this balance sheet gets tallied. $17,71,500. So the balance sheet tallied for 17,71,500. Hope you understood the solution. Thank you.